Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 121. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this harmonic Tuesday evening, which is really kind of an afternoon, but whatever. I just use the words that are on my script. Earth date, August 1st, 2017. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me, as always, my co-host, Brandon Full. Say hello, Brandon.
Hey, Remington.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. I'm sleepy, but prepared.
Yay, preparedness.
I am rock hard. That was it.
Oh, just rock hard.
Rock hard with knowledge and excitement to be here. It's nothing perverted. I mean, I'm rock hard physically.
Right. Like, you've been doing a lot of push-ups.
Yeah, my body, my core is solid.
It is. You have, I know that there's only supposed to be like 6 abs, but you have like 12.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a deformity at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been doing so many crunches.
I am turgid with excitement.
That you've grown more abs.
Yeah.
You're a mutant ab monster.
I actually, the doctors told me that I have so many abs, it's starting to rip apart my ribcage.
So you're going to have this huge, gigantic barrel chest and then exposed sensitive organs. But it won't be that bad because you'll have these massive, rock-hard 24-pack of abs.
Yeah. I imagine it would be like sort of my Achilles heel, though, that if you poked me right underneath the sternum, you just end up poking my heart and I die.
Yeah, yeah.
But I have a 12-pack, so
yeah,
feels like it's worth it.
Agreed. So we didn't record last week.
Nope, you were on vacation.
I was on vacation. I went to Missouri.
The vacation was all you ever wanted. You had to get away. So how was Missouri?
That was really dated.
I like to appeal to a broad audience.
Apparently all the 1980s kids. Yeah.
He's saying something I recognize.
I remember that song from when I was a little youngin'.
We were born in the 80s, dude. I remember that song from when I was a kid.
Yeah. That wasn't Cyndi Lauper, though, was it?
No, it was like a weird off band. They didn't do a whole lot of stuff.
Gotcha.
Or a lot of well-known stuff.
Right. They did a lot of stuff, just, only one good song.
Yeah.
Missouri was fine. I drove out there, and the first drive out there, we split it up over 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And we stopped off in Terre Haute.
Ooh.
That's a place that exists. Look it up. It's spelled Haute.
I think that would be high earth in French. En
Really?
français.
Ooh.
Terre would be earth and haute would be high or up.
C'est magnifique.
Oui.
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 Oui. Oui. What's no, doo-doo? Hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to go take a wicked yes. But,
talk about fucking dated references.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
That was like first season Family Guy right there. So I stayed, you went on a trip to see...
you almost got it.
I know. It's
Milk it out. Milk it out of your brain.
Tongue. Oh my God, it's so there.
Squeeze your brain udders. Fill up that pail with knowledge.
Oh, shit. Why can I not remember how it
taste
starts?
Your memories. So much cream.
The movies.
Keep squeezing. You've almost got it.
You're just making this worse. Mystery Science Theater.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, live.
A beautiful
live show.
bucket of milk memories.
Yes. And you were sharing pictures of your cute little hotel room.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh man, I'm totally jealous of this hotel room. But then I got to stay in a really nice hotel room.
What was in your hotel room?
All the amenities.
Mine had a star machine.
A what?
A star machine.
What's that?
Like one of those projectors that when the lights are off, it projects stars onto the ceiling.
Oh, really? Weird.
Yeah, we left. The whole hotel was a constellation theme to it.
Okay.
So we left to go see the show, and when we came back, they'd gone into our room and done the turn down service and moved the star machine to right by the bed and had all the lights off. So when we walked in, there were stars everywhere.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, see, now I'm back to being jealous.
Yeah. Well, I just like to make people feel bad.
Yeah, I know.
That's really apparently.
But I mean, mine didn't have a theme so much. But we had 2 full-size beds to ourselves.
Nice.
Which was nice, because Ginger and I don't sleep together anyway because I snore really loud and she doesn't sleep very heavily. So we sleep in different rooms, which will probably mean that our relationship will last forever.
Yeah. Well, I know most like older people, like once you get to my grandparents have separate rooms.
Yeah.
I assume most grandparents do.
See, well, I mean, yeah, that's because you get tired of your significant other.
Well, no, I think just as you get older, you toss and turn more. You get sore.
No, it's because you get tired of each other.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so you and Ginger
you
just started prematurely on this?
Yeah. But for different reasons. We're not tired of each other. We just can't sleep together. So anyway, so my room had a stove, it had a dishwasher, it had a fridge.
Oh, damn.
I mean, it was a full
yours
suite.
was way nicer than mine was.
It was a full suite. So, like, you could live in this room for the rest of your life.
Did you make the joke when they brought you to your hotel room? Did you look at it and then look at them and go, sweet?
No, I did not.
Because I feel like they've never heard that before, and it would really crack them up. Really give them a good chuckle at the hotel.
Yeah, probably. So anyway, we went from Terre Haute and then went the rest of the way to Missouri and tried a lot of different foods, went to some of the local geek establishments. Oh,
yeah, you told me that you were pimping us out pretty hard.
Yeah, and I was handing out Dueling Ogres cards wherever I went.
How did this come up? Like, how are you handing out cards exactly? Because I saw you were wearing the shirt in some pictures.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just blatantly bring it up. Like, yeah, I do a nerdy podcast. Like, if there's anything nerdy going on anywhere remotely close to what is happening, then I bring it up. That's how you do it, Brandon. You just gotta
shove yourself,
flip your dick out there,
and just say, "Here it is.
Here it is." And all of its
here's my dick's
glory.
business card.
Yes, there's my. No, I'm not gonna. We might have new listeners.
Were you gonna say Dixness card?
No, I wasn't.
That's good because that's not very good.
It was gonna take a real gross turn.
Yeah. You tend to have a pretty good radar for when things go too far, so I'm gonna defer to your judgment on this one.
We went to an escape room.
Yeah.
Place, which was really, really fun.
Tell me about this escape room, because I've always wanted to go to one, and they look so much fun.
It's Canary Escape Rooms. You can find them on the internet by searching Canary Escape Rooms. It was really fun. The dude was really awesome. He's the one who designed them. His name was James. Like you said, he designed the rooms himself. And he has 3 different ones. One of them, Jeremy and Jess, which is... Ginger's brother and sister-in-law. Mm-hmm. They had already done one of them, and they said it was a fun one to do, but it wasn't super difficult.
Yeah,
they had a good mix of like number puzzles and other different kinds of puzzles. The one that we did was the Canary Lockup, which was an escape theme. You were a prisoner, and you had to figure out the clues to escape from your cell and escape from the jail.
So was the room like a jail cell?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was designed like a jail cell. The bars were like the metal conduit that you'd run wire through. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of aluminum.
Yeah.
About like that, but it's far less expensive than buying, steel bars.
Could you have bent them?
Yes, probably.
See, that's how you should have won. 2 minutes in, you just bend the bars. I escaped.
Hulk smash! Yeah, pretty sure James would have been upset with me after that.
So what were some of the puzzles then and clues? Because I've heard so much about escape rooms, but I never really, because when people give breakdowns, they typically don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm in the same boat now because I handed out a bunch of business cards. And now I don't want to ruin the room for anybody.
Well, give me an example of one puzzle and the solution.
There were a lot. Now, this one was fairly number heavy. You had a lot of locks that you had to find the combinations for.
Okay.
Some of them were letter locks and some of them were number locks.
Okay.
So you had to let's say, look in a book to find a clue to figure out what the code was for one of the locks.
And there'd be like a clue that would tell you where to look in the book.
Yeah. And each clue would like lead to another clue, really. So you kind of figured out some of the locks along the way, and then that would lead to another clue, and then that would lead to a key, and this would lead to that.
How much time did you have?
Let's see. I think that one was an hour one, or maybe a half hour one. I don't remember now.
And you ended up escaping, though, right?
We did. We used all 3 of our clues. He gives you a walkie-talkie, and you can ask for clues.
Okay.
So I
Bend
think
the bars over.
if I remember correctly, the time to beat was like 42 minutes and only using 2 clues.
Okay.
So you could beat the last person by either using less clues or doing it in less time and not going over the clue usage.
Gotcha.
So we could have done it in like 47 minutes, but not used any clues or only used 1 clue, and we would have taken the bar, or did it in 41 minutes and only used 2 clues.
I think I would be pretty solid at escape rooms.
Yeah,
I'm pretty good at puzzle solving.
I was honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I still had a little bit of car lag, and I'm not bad at problem solving, but I'm not good at it either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it takes my mind a little bit of time to start thinking outside of the box.
Yeah.
You know, I have
literally in this case because you were in prison.
Yes, I had to get in that mentality, which takes me a little longer than might some people.
So who is the MVP of the escape room out of your group?
Jeremy and Jess probably, because they've done it before. You know, like they kind of knew the tricks. They've done multiple escape rooms.
Yeah.
So they kind of know what to look for.
Like how
what
out
kind of
there
puzzles.
are the clues?
Is
it like, was there a cot in there? Is it built to look like an actual just...
Yeah, actual jail cell. Yeah.
I mean, is it stuff like flip over the mattress and you'll see a letter?
Yeah.
Stuff like that?
There's stuff like that.
Okay.
There was, like, we used 3 different clues, and Jeremy was good about... Jeremy's kind of an impatient guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I are both aware of this.
Yes.
But at the same time, he was a good person to have because he would say, okay, we've spent enough time on this. I'm just going to ask for a clue. You know, because you really could have. We spent a lot of time getting the ball rolling. You know, a good 20 minutes of our time was spent just really
figuring out.
casing the joint, as it were.
Yeah. So when you go in, does the guy tell you, like, okay, you're locked in this room. There's these locks you have to get. You have to figure out the clues to unlock these locks.
No, really. You go into it, and if I'm not mistaken, he puts you in the room and says,
good luck, idiots.
good luck, stupids. Yeah. No, I think he had a bit of a story that went along with it. And then he just kind of, he kind of lets you know that all the clues are in place that you can get out of here, but you're pretty much on your own.
Yeah.
After that. So
Are there any clues that stand out immediately, like as soon as you're in the room? Or do you have to hunt for pretty much everything? Because, I mean, there's got to be something obvious enough to give you a starting point, right?
There's stuff that's obvious that you know, okay, you need to open the locks. There was a chessboard.
Okay.
Like a little magnetic chessboard, like a travel chessboard. And that was pretty obviously something that you needed to know about.
Were there pieces on it already?
No. You had to find the pieces.
Oh.
So, but that was a good one. I enjoyed that one. I don't want to give too much away. You know?
Did you have to use the positions on the chessboard with the pieces? Like A1 through whatever?
Could be.
So, like, what's your favorite steak sauce? A1.
Yes. Yes, just like that.
Who's your favorite band? B-52.
I don't think there's a 50-tooth slot.
50-tooth.
Yes, 50-tooth.
So when you were done, I'm going to go ahead and give this to James if he's listening, in case you didn't say this. And if you didn't, I feel like you really lost something. When you were done, did you look at him and say, escape room? It was so fun, I never wanted to leave.
Is this what this podcast is going to be? You're just making shitty jokes after every...
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Okay.
That is my goal for this episode.
So we did that. That was kind of the big thing. We did a lot of polka hunting, and by us I mean
Polka hunting?
Yeah, Pokemon hunting.
Oh, I thought it was polka with an L.
No, not polka.
Is there a big polka scene in Missouri?
No. So we went to a few of the parks, and you know, they all went polka hunting while I walked around because Pokemon Go did not want to work on my tablet anymore. It has surpassed the power that my tablet has.
Well, Pokemon Go, did you hear about the kind of hot water that Niantic is in currently?
No, Brandon, what is it?
This isn't a joke. You're looking at me like it's a joke, but it's
the
not
way
a
that
joke.
you presented it definitely sounded like a joke.
Like I said, I'm super tired, so I'm going to come off a lot more dry and sarcastic than I mean to, because I'm normally not a sarcastic or dry person at all.
No,
but it's my lack of sleep is making me very level.
Okay.
And I think I still have a pretty decent amount of Xanax in myself from last night.
Fair enough.
Welcome to the jungle. So yeah, they had the Pokemon Fest last weekend in Chicago.
Yeah.
Did you see anything about that?
I remember hearing some stuff about it, but I don't remember now.
Basically, it was a big festival. They had 20,000 people who attended.
Yeah.
And there was a huge stage show all day, and you came and you represented your team. You got your code, and once you walked into the convention itself, you scanned a QR code, and then you were like enrolled in the festival.
Okay.
And there were certain Pokemon you could only catch if you were there as part of the festival. So there was Heracross, which I guess is South America only. They moved it where you could catch it in the Chicago park.
Okay.
And the whole thing was the teams were competing for different goals. So you have to catch X amount of water Pokemon, fighting Pokemon, whoever, and then the teams pull ahead, and whichever team won the entire thing unlocked the legendary bird of their color.
Okay.
So Mystic ended up winning and unlocked Articuno. So Articuno is now in the game.
Yeah.
But anybody who was there got to do, I guess there's like boss battles in Pokemon Go now.
Yes. Uh-huh.
They got to fight Lugia, who's one, or Lugia, I think it's Lugia, one of the legendary birds, like a single legendary bird from, I think, Soul Silver.
Right.
But people got in there and immediately the game crashed.
Yeah.
And for 90% of the time they were there, nobody could play the game.
Oh, wow.
So there's videos. If you want to watch people dying on stage, if you want to watch the closest you can to a snuff film without actual murder, but you do want to watch somebody die on stage, watch these videos. Because there's a lady who's basically emceeing the whole thing, and she's out there, and she's so like, all right, Pokemon masters, trainers, we got this. And like, she's good at her job.
Yeah.
But you see her and she's like, is everybody having a good time? And the crowd is like booing, and you hear people chanting like, we want refunds, and people like, we can't even fucking play the game. And the whole time she's like, all right, guys, Team Mystic is pulling ahead. And now let's cut to blah, blah, blah in the field. And they're doing interviews on the big screen. Like they bring out the CEO to be like, hey guys, how's it going? And people just fucking boo so loud.
Wow.
So they ended up giving refunds to everybody.
Wow.
The tickets were $20. So $20 times 20,000 people, $400,000, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, math.
Maybe, yeah. And then they gave each person there $100 in Poke Coins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, which is
nothing to them.
Yeah.
Outside of, I mean, technically it is still lost revenue because it's $100 that those people, if these people are paying to go to this $20 for a ticket, these people probably are spending money here or there in the game.
Sure, yeah.
So it is lost revenue in a sense. And anybody who was there, they also just gave the legendary bird to.
Oh, wow.
Because the fights, they couldn't get him to work.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, everybody gets Lugia also.
That's crazy. Huh.
Yeah, so it was a big deal. And apparently there's a class action lawsuit that people have brought up against Niantic now to get them to pay for not just their cost of their ticket, but there's some people, like there's people that traveled from Japan specifically to go to Chicago. So some people who traveled across the country are in this class action lawsuit to get like their airfare back and their hotel, any money that they spent on this trip they want back.
Yeah. I think that's going a little far. And here's the reason why I think that's going a little
because I'm really torn on this. I have opinions on both sides, so I don't really.
And I can see it from both sides as well. Like I understand. This kind of goes back to a story that we talked about several weeks ago about there was a con that people were...
Oh, yeah, with the don't wear cosplay or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of along those lines. If you decide to go to an event, and it's an event that you really, really want to go to, and it ends up not being as good as you expected. Now, refunding their money for the game not working, them coming and paying $20 to get in, and them getting a refund for that because it was not working. I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely fair. Niantic did the right thing there.
And they gave it to everybody.
They gave it to everybody, and they gave them the legendary bird, and they gave them 100 Pokecoins.
Yeah. I feel like Niantic did a good job in that sense.
Yes. As for a class action lawsuit to pay people their travel funds, if you are going to something that relies heavily on electronic things happening,
mm-hmm.
you have to go with a sense that sometimes these systems don't work. There are things called server overload.
And part of what happened is the cell towers just got overwhelmed with 20,000 people in a very concentrated.
They're
apparently
not made to do that.
Niantic reached out to all of the local cell carriers like AT&T and Sprint and all of them.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, just a heads up, we're going to have a whole bunch of people here. And all of the companies were like, our service can handle it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Immediately they went down.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
sure.
I was watching videos through Vice and like Tech Gamer or whatever, like these actual magazines that sent correspondents there.
Yeah.
And there was a guy talking who was like, I got the VIP pass. There's less than 1,000 people in here right now, and the server's already down.
Yeah.
And you see the fucking line of thousands of people stretching around the block, and the guy's like, this isn't going to end well because I already can't get service, and there's only more people coming in. Apparently, Sprint was the only one that ran decently.
Yeah.
And Sprint has a deal with Niantic.
Yeah.
So Sprint brought in a mobile tower, which I'd never heard of. I didn't know these existed.
Yeah.
But it's like a tower they wheeled in to give extra service to people.
Yeah. Which was a damn smart move on Sprint's part.
Yeah.
Especially since they do have a deal with Niantic. You can go to any Sprint store if you have Sprint. Well, you can go to any Sprint store and it is also a Pokestop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. And Boost Mobile.
Yeah, I have Boost Mobile, and most of the time, I mean, I don't play Pokemon Go anymore. I got pretty bored with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never really had connection problems. Like maybe the first couple of days when everybody was, but for the most part, I could connect just fine.
Yeah. And, most of the time, it's okay. But when you have that kind of a concentration and that much data trying to stream through those towers, it's bound to have problems. They're not made to do that.
Well, you and Ginger play Pokemon Go a pretty decent amount, right?
Yeah,
like I know you said
she
your
does all the time.
tablet.
I can't anymore.
Were you seeing issues with it before you stopped playing? Because it seems like Pokemon Go, I was reading, is the top 10, is the 10th most downloaded app on the App Store.
Oh, wow.
And it also is the second highest grossing app on the App Store.
Oh, wow.
Highest grossing free app.
Yeah.
Because of all the in-game downloads.
Yeah.
Like, they're making a shit ton of money from Pokemon Go still.
I don't know. I mean, there are still like when we're driving around and she has it on, there's connection issues, but part of that is because we're driving.
Mm.
Like they really instituted things to keep people from driving and playing Pokemon at the same time.
It was really hard for me to catch Pokemon driving down the interstate. I mean, I managed to do it, but it was pretty difficult.
Yeah. But those systems don't even work correctly half the time either. Like, we were at Steak and Shake eating dinner, and our Steak and Shake is right next to the mall, and there is a gym at the post office that's in the mall.
Okay.
So the gym was red, which is what we are. We're Valor.
Okay.
So, and somebody was beating on the Pokemon there. So we could see that the life of the Pokemon were going down. And she was like, well, I should probably try because now you can heal up those Pokemon. If you're the same color, you can heal those Pokemon to keep the gym yours.
With your own healing stuff you have?
With your own healing stuff.
Okay. Can you get the healing stuff through the game, or do you have to buy that? Is that...
No, you can get it through the game.
Okay.
So I tried to get going over there because we were just getting our check and stuff, and she was buying dinner that night. So
yeah.
I took her phone and I started to go over, and I didn't make it over there, but as I was walking out of the store, it said, "Hey, you're going too fast." And I'm like, yeah, that's unlikely.
Yeah. I was going to say, you don't move super fast most of the time. I mean, once you get going,
yeah,
you're like a bull. You're like a tank, but...
You know, an object in motion tends to stay in motion until acted on by an outside force. And there is no outside force that can stop me. I'm like, who's the X-Man? Or the mutant? Juggernaut?
Yeah.
Yeah, Juggernaut. I'm Juggernaut.
You're the Juggernaut?
I'm the Juggernaut. Got a big dome on my head.
So I kind of fell off the wagon as far as Pokemon goes.
Yeah.
Since we recorded last, I bought a 3DS and Pokemon Sun. And I've been playing Pokemon Sun on the 3DS.
Wow.
Yeah.
You sellout bastard.
Well, and I've always talked about how I enjoy the Pokemon games.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing, though, is I have this relationship with Pokemon where I was so excited. I got this 3DS super duper cheap from GameStop. They had some trade-in bonuses and some discounts on the 3DS was on sale. So I ended up getting the 3DS and Pokemon Sun for like $40.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a 3DS XL too, like the big one.
Huh.
I was so excited, and I started playing Pokemon Sun, and I got maybe an hour into it, and I played through a little bit of the story. And then I hit the point where it's like, okay, now you have to walk down this route to get to the first gym. Or they don't have gyms, but get to the first thing you have to do.
Right.
And then I walk and I keep fighting and leveling up my Pokemon and then backtracking to get them healed. And it just all washed over me at once of like, wait a minute. I fucking hate Pokemon games. Like, I love I love catching Pokemon. I love fighting them. I love the extra stuff. But just the grind, the day-to-day walking through and leveling them, I fucking hate. I hate it so much. Like, I'm playing with this perpetual, like this grimace on my face. I'm just like, guess I'll have to level this bastard now. Fucking fire guy for the grass gym. I've still got like fucking 20 hours in it that I've played. Like, it's like I'll play it for a few hours every night before bed. But yeah, half the time I'm just like, God damn it.
That's so funny. I don't understand. Like, how can you enjoy Minecraft, which is essentially a constant grind?
No, it's not. I mean, yeah, there is a part of it that's a grind, but there's a lot more to it than that. The building aspect and the adventure aspect, and you can take it at your own pace. You can do whatever the fuck you want in Minecraft for the most part.
Yeah.
Pokemon, you can capture Pokemon. You can run around through the grass, but for the most part, it's, okay, you've got to point B, now get to point C. Yeah. And when you get to point C, your Pokemon need to be 5 levels higher to have a chance.
So it's not necessarily the grind that you hate. It's the rails.
No, it's the grind. It is 100% the grind. It is getting a Pokemon that's like, okay, like right now, the next gym I go to is a grass gym.
Yeah.
Or a grass trial, they're called in this.
Right.
So I need to level up a fire Pokemon. I didn't have a fire Pokemon on my team, so I swapped some out, and I'm using a Growlithe.
Yeah.
He's like 7-8 levels lower than everybody on my team.
Right.
Where I am, he's like 7 or 8 levels lower than the Pokemon he's fighting. So he won't be able to kill him right now.
Yeah.
So I have to walk around till I get random battle, go into battle with Growlithe as my main, immediately swap him out for another one.
Yeah.
And have that higher level one feint the thing I'm fighting.
Yeah.
Then Growlithe gets shared XP because he was out in a battle.
Yeah.
And I just have to do that over and over.
Now, does he get increased XP because it's several levels higher than him?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good.
And they also added a thing. I didn't play the last two. I didn't play Alpha, whatever, and X and Y. But they have an experience share built in now.
Yeah.
So automatically, if I just fight with one Pokemon, every other Pokemon on my team gets like a little stipend of XP.
Oh, that's
so your
cool.
guys level in the background, which is cool. It's an awesome addition because it takes out a little bit of the grind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still... I swear I'm not going to turn this into Pokemon Cast. I'm not going to talk about this forever. But there's a mechanic that's the worst fucking mechanic that has ever existed in any game, and it drives me insane.
Okay.
Okay. So have you ever played a Pokemon game? Like proper sat down and played one?
Probably not.
Okay. Your main thing is to walk through the grass and level up your Pokemon and catch new Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's the whole, gotta catch them all.
Yep.
Fucking catch this. Here's a cool new Pokemon. Catch it.
Yeah.
They added a thing now where when you're fighting a Pokemon in the wild, they can call for help is what it's called.
Okay.
So as you attack them and their health gets lower, it's like Weedle called for help.
Yeah.
And then it's like there's a rubric or something that goes on in the background where it'll be like boop and a second Weedle pops up. So now it's your Pokemon fighting too.
Yeah.
They can do this fucking indefinitely.
Oh, wow.
It's not a move they do. It's a because you each get one move a turn. It's a turn-based strategy game or turn-based RPG. They'll do their move, and then they called for help. The lower their health gets, the higher a chance, it seems like anyway, that they will call another Pokemon.
Okay.
So you'll be fighting a Weedle. You get it down to low health because you need it to be at low health to throw a Pokeball.
Right.
It calls for help, so it calls a second one. You can't throw a Pokeball to capture a Pokemon if there's two of them out. You can only have one out to throw a Pokeball. If there's two, it's like, you can't throw a Pokeball. There's two Pokemon. Like, what are you, a fucking idiot? You can't do this. So then
you can't hold two Pokemon. What's wrong with you?
What, you think it's some kind of double ball?
Look at this Pokemon. His life is full. I can't capture two Pokemons with one full Pokemon. Full life.
I love this character. Is this a Pokeball that's saying this?
Yes. Yeah, it is. It is now a Pokeball.
So you have the original Weedle down low enough on health that you're like, I can catch this motherfucker. Yeah. His health is a sliver. I'm not going to try to deal damage to the second Weedle and get his health down. So I'm just going to do a move to kill him. So on your turn, you choose, I'll attack the full health Weedle and knock him out.
Yeah.
So you do that. Original Weedle goes and then calls for help in another one.
Oh my God. There's another Weedle out there.
How can you catch him?
How can you think to catch him when there's two Ketchums there? Ash Ketchum.
So yeah, it is so aggravating. They added it in apparently because you can grind for a shiny Pokemon. Yeah. Which is like, I think 1 in 400,000 chance that a Pokemon you run into is a shiny Pokemon. Yeah. So you can just keep grinding and the chances go up that one that they call in will be shiny.
Okay.
So that's partially why they added it in. But God, is it fucking annoying when you're trying to catch something to keep calling for help. I was trying to catch a Magmar, and out of principle, I was like, I'm going to keep fucking fighting until I catch this motherfucker. Yeah. Like, I could feint him and just go and try again, but no, out of principle. 45 minutes. I swear to God, 45 continual minutes of them calling for help.
Wow.
And I'm steaming. The whole time, I'm like, I fucking hate this game.
Oh, man. Yeah, that sounds pretty awful.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
That sounds bad.
But for every moment you have that, you also have a mini game where you can go in and just pet your Pokemon and they smile at you. And you can comb their hair, and it's adorable, and I love it.
Oh, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show. What do you have?
I just have a whole bunch of random San Diego Comic-Con stuff.
Okay.
What about you? It looked like you had
I pulled up some San Diego Comic. We missed that week. Like, apparently I picked a not so good week to go on vacation because that was San Diego Comic-Con week.
Yeah, we missed a pretty major week.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean,
who cares?
Who cares, really? Let me go ahead and drop in real quick with apparently Sony is acquiring the shares for Funimation.
Okay.
So
was Funimation its own thing?
Yeah, Funimation is its own company.
And I totally know what Funimation is, but you should explain to the listeners so they know.
I was getting there, Brandon.
Explain it like I don't know either.
To explaining to the listeners and not you that Funimation is a anime production company. So they will lease rights from Japan for some Japanese anime and dub it over for American audiences. I think they're located primarily in Canada. I think their main headquarters is in Canada. So
they don't do any actual animation. They just get properties from Japan and then localize them?
Yes, I'm fairly certain.
Okay.
They're the ones who have done Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball, anything Dragon Ball.
That's where I know their name from. Okay.
That's right. So
they've been around for a while then.
Oh yeah, they have. There's Funimation and then there's Aniplex, are the two that'll localize different animes, or the two major ones. There are other companies out there that do it, but so anyway,
it's in Texas, Flower Mound, Texas.
What, their main headquarters?
Based, yeah.
Okay.
Huh. This is at least.
I know that they use a lot of Canadian voice actors.
This is according to Wikipedia.
Okay.
Funi redirects here. For the giant panda in Adelaide, Australia, see Wang Wang.
Thanks, Wikipedia.
Tell me more about Wang Wang.
So, apparently I'm wrong about all of that. But if I'm not mistaken, they use a lot of Canadian voice actors.
I mean, they're a pretty big company, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They could have
They're all
multiple
over.
places. I'm sorry.
That doesn't mean anything in particular to me, except for that it's interesting news that Sony is acquiring Funimation. I think they own like 95% of stock in Funimation, which makes them primary shareholder.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's once the deal goes through. It looks like it hasn't quite yet.
$148 million they bought.
Yeah.
Sony bought it for.
And they already own Aniplex, or Animax, which airs anime in 23 different countries around the globe. Sony has a pretty fair stake in anime, as far as it goes already. So this is just another...
So Sony owns Aniplex?
No, not Aniplex, Animax.
Okay.
And they also have their own, TV station that's dedicated solely to anime.
Okay.
That you can buy on your cable provider or whatever.
Are you talking Crunchyroll? Or is Crunchyroll something?
No, Crunchyroll is something different.
Okay.
I don't know who owns Crunchyroll or if they own themselves. I don't know if they have a parent company or not.
All right.
So
yeah, I'm not super knowledgeable at all really on the anime stuff.
But it's interesting. I don't know what kind of if we have any big anime fans that happen to be listeners as well. If you want to make a comment on what this would mean to you, if anything.
I mean,
you can leave a comment.
They haven't. It's just an announcement they're buying it, right?
Yeah. And the deal hasn't gone through, but I mean, with 95% of... I mean, once the deal goes through, they'll own 95% of it. There could be things that happen, including having Funimation shows that were previously not available on, say, this anime channel. That will now be available on this channel in time, I would assume. And then opening up anything that plays Funimation-specific stuff to, say, like Adult Swim. Adult Swim plays a lot of Funimation anime. Yeah. So we could see different anime coming to Adult Swim, or the, what's it called? They have a different name. It's Saturday Nights is when they do anime.
Saturday Night Samurai Swords.
No, but that would be cool. I forget what it's called. It's the little robot who lives on the ship. And
it's not Toonami, is it?
Yeah, Toonami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that happens on Cartoon Network, which is the owner of Adult Swim and Toonami.
I think Time Warner owns...
Yes, Time Warner owns Cartoon Network.
Time Warner is not connected to Sony, are they?
No.
So that means potentially you could be seeing Funimation stuff disappearing from Adult Swim.
That's what I was going to do next.
Gotcha.
Was say that you could see Dragon Ball Z no longer be available on Toonami.
Naruto ran ahead of you.
You did.
And cut you off at
just threw your arms backwards.
At the bamboo pass.
Yes, and threw some...
The dragon's wisdom.
Kusigami at me and did some chakra bullshit. And
now we're nude.
Now we're nude. Much like Naruto and his pretty lady chakra.
Uh-huh. I don't know any of these words.
Kanji.
So I'm not normally a fan of... I get wary whenever a big corporation buys something. Yeah. A corporation especially as prolific as Sony that has so many fingers and so many different holes to buy Funimation. But really for me at this point, this just seems like a wait and see thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I want to like anime. I really do. I've looked and looked and looked and I found some that I like, but it's so prevalent that it seems like you can get into a rut of watching 10 anime that are basically the same fucking thing.
Oh, yeah, sure. But, I mean, the same can be said for a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. But anime is so broad, it seems like, I don't know, like you watched Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles is an action cartoon.
Yeah.
An action comedy cartoon. And there's a decent amount of action comedy cartoons out there. But in America, for the most part, cartoons are cartoons. You know what you're getting. Now, there's adult cartoons, and you want to go back to the 80s, you have heavy metal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anime, from my understanding and what I've seen, is this huge encompassing thing that there's a fucking anime for everything.
Right.
There's like romantic anime and whatever else. So Am I excited about Sony buying Funimation? I'll give it a strong and a maybe.
Oh, jeez. I hate everything about you.
That's my anime surprise noise.
We got a release, a little picture release of Zazie Beetz. Is that how we say her name? I think maybe. Dressed up in her Domino outfit.
Yeah.
For Deadpool 2. So Domino the assassin, the mutant assassin, is going to be in Deadpool, which is cool. Deadpool 2, and apparently, as comic fans are wont to do, they were whining like petty babies.
That she's not in her...
That she's not exactly the thing that they saw in the comic books.
Yeah.
So...
I don't know enough about Domino to really discuss, but Domino has a very distinctive look, specifically in her face, the way it's colored.
Okay, so in the comics, Domino has very pale white skin, black leather outfit, of course, and a black eye, like one black eye, like a Dalmatian. She looks like a Dalmatian, like she has one black eye. The new Domino is an African American woman, seems like, looks to be to me at cursory glance.
Yeah.
And
I don't really see color, but yeah, I guess I can see that.
She's got a cool contact in, and her eye is white, and she's got a big afro.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, people are being whiny little butts. And the creator... whiny little butts. And the creator,
Grandpa.
Robert Liefeld.
Oh, yeah, Rob Liefeld.
Rob Liefeld.
Known for ruining the 90s with his art.
Chimed in. He's the creator of Domino and said that she looks awesome. So you would think that would be the end of it because the creator was like, fuck it. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, and all of the angry internet fans at once would be like, oh, okay, I guess he's fine with it.
If Rob's fine with it, I guess we can be.
No,
that's not how. That's not how the internet works.
Just shut up and wait for the fucking movie. No, she doesn't look the same. Who gives a shit? See the movie. If she sucks in the movie, then come out and be like, I knew it would suck and her character sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know anything about her except they changed the fucking color of her skin.
Yeah.
And she's not wearing, her hair is like, in that picture, her hair is like picked out afro-y.
Yeah. And not straight black like, you know, all of the goth kids want.
At least what you have pulled up there, that X-Force cover, she just looks like Black Widow with black hair.
Yeah.
She's just very stereotypical femme fatale.
Right.
Black cleavagey leather thing.
Exactly.
Which is whatever. Show cleavage all day. Who cares?
I mean, here's one where she's like dressed in red.
That's Rob Liefeld art.
Yeah.
It's very, very distinctive style.
Yeah. So yeah, one fan tweeted back, I love that Domino is going to be on the big screen, but this is not what you created. I'm hoping it works out. I love all that you created. And Rob tweeted back, oh, because she's not albino? No, that's Domino, buddy.
Oh, I mean, he doesn't have to be shitty about it. I feel like that person tweeting at him was not.
They weren't, but at the same time, if something you created and then somebody reimagines it, and that's something that you're okay with, you know, because we're a progressive society.
Yeah.
If you even want to put it into that venue. I really don't, because I don't think it matters. But that's how some people think. That everything has to be forward and progressive and everything has to change at all times. Even though human beings, as a rule, hate change.
Mm.
So...
Yeah, I only pay in bills.
Yeah. Anyway... Fuck, I lost where I was.
You were talking about humans hate change, progression, moving forward.
Yeah, humans hate change, progression, moving forward. I think it's... If the creator doesn't have a problem with this, not that he should anyway, but even if they did, all they have to do is just... They say, well, no, I'm not okay with the changes that you made to my character.
Yeah.
And that's all they have to say. And then people can make their own decisions. But when you're getting this constantly, especially if you're on board with the changes, I can see where he'd be a little shitty about it. You know what I mean? If you're getting constant, like, people are fucking tagging you and adding Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just shittiness and hatred and vitriol. Even the ones that aren't, you just kind of see in that sea of yuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
And I don't know what his situation is as far as ownership of Domino goes.
yeah.
But, well, was Domino X-Force? I don't know. I'm terrible at comics and everything.
Right.
Okay, she first appeared in X-Force.
Yeah.
So Rob Liefeld might own her then. A lot of times when you're working for a comic company and you create a character while you're working for them, the company itself automatically owns that character.
Right, yeah.
Now, Rob Liefeld started his own comic company at one point. I think X-Force was under that banner, which means that he owns Domino.
Yeah.
But then X-Force got kind of absorbed into the X-Men.
Right.
So I don't know who owns. If he doesn't own Domino, I could see him more so being like, I don't really like the changes.
Yeah.
You know, because if he owns Domino, he was paid.
Yeah.
He probably was still paid something. I don't know. Even if Marvel gave him a bonus. Rob Liefeld's not hurting for money. Rob Liefeld still gets a shit ton of work.
Right.
For whatever reason, Rob Liefeld gets a lot of work. I'm not a big fan of Rob Liefeld.
Apparently. Never would have picked that up.
But yeah, like, just see the movie. I don't even remember my point. I'm just so tired of these discussions, and we're getting too PC, and she's black now, and blah, 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 whatever complaints. Like, just shut the fuck up and see the goddamn movie. You know you're going to see it. You know you're going to go see Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
You know, if you're that excited, you're following this news, you're going to go see it. You can bitch about her being black or being albino or not looking like the character all fucking day.
Yeah.
She's going to be in the suit. At some point, she's going to be in her suit. She's going to say Domino things. Ryan Reynolds very well could say, wow, you look darker than you did last time I saw you.
That's right.
Because it's a fucking Deadpool. You know? So he's going to do it, and it's going to be a good movie. So just like, shut up. That's it.
I like that's a very good point, breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
I really hope that they throw that in there. Oh my God. Just a dig at all those shitty fucking human beings.
And I don't necessarily think that the people are shitty. I think people are passionate, and I know we've discussed this ad nauseum, and I don't want to get back into it, but
yeah,
comics fans are passionate.
Yeah,
nerdy culture is passionate,
and we hate change.
And that passion goes overboard and mixes with the anonymity of the internet and the fact that you can type and suddenly tell somebody you hope they drown in their own vomit in front of their kids.
Right.
You know, it's so fucking easy to do.
Yeah, that escalated real quickly.
As an example.
Yeah. As an example, I hope you get drawn and quartered in front of your newborn. I didn't know what could top.
Yeah. Well, the newborn
vomit.
has to be in an age where a memory will imprint, so they'll remember it.
Some people remember things from their babyhood.
No.
We talked about that.
Last episode, I think.
Yeah.
And it's not true, and I don't believe them.
If it didn't happen to Brandon, it didn't happen.
So in an interview, Woody Harrelson...
Which is why Brandon doesn't believe in the Holocaust.
Huh?
What is it you were going to say?
Wow. Being on the other end of those jokes, it's a little hurtful.
Yeah, isn't it? Dickhead.
Woody Harrelson, in an interview, said that he thinks the new Han Solo Star Wars movie is going to be one of the funniest or the funniest Star Wars movie.
I can get down with that.
He talking about Alden Ehrenreich, the actor playing Han Solo.
Alden Ehrenreich.
He says, can you do Woody Harrelson?
No,
I don't even know.
No, I can't.
He's a great actor and a great guy with a great sense of humor. I think a lot of humor comes through what he's doing. I think it could be one of the funniest Star Wars movies.
So you go with a Sean Connery?
Oh, that's Woody Harrelson.
Ah.
That was my Woody Harrelson.
Well, it sounds a lot like Sean Connery.
So that's pretty much it there. Han Solo movie's going to be funny. Cool. I'm still trepidatious about the Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
But again, I'd be a hypocrite if I said it doesn't look good after railing about fans being passionate about things. So I'll just wait and see.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson can be a good actor.
Yeah.
I'm not a giant fan of Woody Harrelson, but he can be a good actor.
Yeah. He can be. He's played some really, really good characters, and I think that he's played some characters that would have been bad had he not been the person to be them.
Yeah. Zombieland always comes to mind for me.
Exactly. That's what I like. Zombieland, that character would have been very difficult to be played by somebody else, I think.
Yeah.
If I were to put somebody else in that character role.
The look of him and the fact that it was Woody Harrelson made that character.
Yeah. just that grizzled look that Woody has.
And he's kind of has a stupid face too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's a handsome man. I mean, of course, he's a handsome man in a Hollywood sense, but his face is kind of stupid. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're a good actor, Woody. I just think your face is stupid. No. You just have a stupid face.
He's like, thank you. Yeah, I'll take the check now. Oh, geez, Mr. Harrelson.
Oh, boy.
I hope he tips me 10%. Oh. It's me licking something on him.
Yeah.
I assume boots, but who knows?
So there was a new Justice League trailer.
Yeah.
That was released.
What'd you think of that?
I enjoyed it. I made a couple notes.
Okay, let's hear your notes. Because I enjoyed it. I'll just right off the bat. I'm getting more excited for the Justice League movie. Yeah. I've never seen a trailer that looks bad for the Justice League movie. Notoriously, I've talked about I'm not a big DC fan. Yeah. So I go in with a little bit of a prejudice. I'm trying to be more open-minded, and I think it looked good.
Yeah. So we have the start of the trailer. Some bad guys walking through. They've got complete run of the place, dressed in like black suits and stuff. A businessman holding a briefcase. The focus is mostly on the briefcase right up until we have Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman bursting through the door in fantastic fashion. And she takes on these bad guys, or starts to take them on, and then we see her working at her restoration place, presumably at the Louvre.
Yeah.
And
I like the little nod that she's working on. If I remember correctly, she's like restoring a bust, like a Greek bust of a lady, right?
Yeah, like Athena, like a marble, or something like that. Yeah, statue, not just a bust, but like a full statue.
All I could focus on was the bust.
See what you did there. And he's all like, "Oh, what were you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing much." And so anyway, we go into the rest of the trailer. I think it.
I love your nothing much.
So I think it looks cool. I still think that there's a lot of it looks bleak. There's still a lot of focus on the Superman sacrificing himself, and then Batman kind of going or not being in the scene. Mm-hmm. You know, they reference that the masked vigilante has been nowhere to be found as he's standing on top of the Gotham police station. You know,
yeah.
There he is. He's right there. If you just look up at the top of the police station, there he is.
He's waving down.
He's not kicking anybody's ass, but he's there. I mean,
I'm still here. I've been sending out Evites for my parties for weeks.
I'm really bored. That's all. You know, I fought some big things. You know, I fought against gods now, and you know, this petty crime just strikes me as something that I'm not interested in anymore.
I really,
I'm just, you know what, guys? I'm gonna go build a team of superheroes and call it a Justice League.
I've been really getting into Pokemon Go lately.
You know, I recently, not just as a quick aside, I recently listened to that recording of us setting up the Justice League.
Oh yeah,
you playing Superman and me being Batman, and us ad-libbing that.
Yeah,
still fucking hilarious.
Did we ever put that in anything?
I don't think so.
We were holding on to that as like a thing. We'll have to release it at some point.
Yeah, maybe I'll put it at the end of this
Toss
episode.
it in
Maybe
something
I won't.
secret.
Yeah.
Let's wait till the Justice League movie comes out.
Okay.
And then throw that at the end of it.
Yeah, but we can't because Superman's dead.
He's going to come
Quote,
back in this
unquote,
movie.
Dead. That's one thing that
Did you see the video at the panel with Jason Momoa and that kid?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. And
the kids,
like, he's coming back.
Yeah, so anybody who hasn't seen it, it's the Justice League panel. A little kid comes up and he's like, is Superman coming back in the movie? Or whatever the kid says.
Right.
And Jason Momoa is like, I don't know if you sold a movie, kid. He's Australian, right?
No, he's not.
I don't know if you sold a movie, kid, but Superman's dead.
Yeah. And then later he's at the signing and he said, he'll be back.
Yeah, it's so sweet. He leans forward and he's like, ruffles his hair and he's like, don't worry, kid. Superman's bouncing back.
Absolutely not. Not Australian. If you notice that the memorial of the Superman symbol on the bridge is very reminiscent of the resurrection of Superman, where he's wearing the black suit and the silver S on it. So
well, and since the movie started filming, I know what was the guy's name? You looked up how to pronounce it earlier. James Cavill.
Really?
Richard. I'm blanking on his name. What is Superman's name?
Yeah.
Henry?
Yes.
Henry Cavill.
Yes.
Okay, Henry Cavill tweeted a picture, probably close to a year ago at this point, of the black Superman logo on a black outfit.
Right.
So people have been speculating, or were speculating at the time, whether he was filming like the Death of Superman outfit, or whether it was just a filter that he used for the picture or whatever. But
yeah. So it still looks. I think I said this already, but going back to it, it still looks bleak. Flash is bringing some really good levity to the scenes. Mm-hmm. We've got the scene where he's like, "I know you guys are all like ready for battle and stuff, but I've never been to battle. I just run up to somebody and push them and run away." You know, when they all the police chief is talking to them, and he turns around and they're all gone, and Flash is just standing there, and he looks around and he's like, "Oh, they all just vanished. That's rude."
Yeah,
and he runs away.
Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, but by the same token, Cyborg seems like far more machine than man, which is disconcerting to me.
He's a cyborg, right?
Yeah, but
have you watched Young Justice or any of those?
Yes.
How is Cyborg as a character? Because I don't really know anything about Cyborg.
Not as bad. Like, here's how I know Cyborg. Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. That's really all I know about Cyborg. Sorry that I don't know more about Cyborg, but in those, he is portrayed in a very human fashion. And I think that's important for somebody who is more machine than man to really make sure that the human side is showing. Mm-hmm. You know, because otherwise you're just... It's for the same reason that good droids in Star Wars have their own personality.
To differentiate them from machines?
That's right, because they are droids. Because they are just machines. They're expendable. And in order for you to care about an expendable character, you have to give it gravitas, emotion, a personality.
What did you see Cyborg doing that made you think he was acting more machine than man?
When he's taking over the Batwing, and he says, "Don't worry, Alfred, I've got this." And it's just dry, and it's deadpan, and it's robotic.
Yeah.
And Alfred's like, "Do I know you?"
Yeah.
Yeah. "Jammy Irons. Jammy Irons, get out of the Batwing, Cyborg.
Cyborg, you have to be prepared.
Cyborg, be prepared." Although I do love me some Jeremy Irons.
Yeah. Jeremy Irons.
So excited. They reference the lack of Kryptonians. They reference the lack of Green Lanterns.
Which probably means there will be a Green Lantern introduced, right?
That's kind of what I'm thinking, you know. There's speculation that might be a thing. And we get to see our big bad, which is Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
So,
which is good to see Steppenwolf still getting work after all of these years. I loved Magic Carpet Ride. Yeah. I thought Born to Be Wild was great, but they haven't put out anything good in a while.
Exactly.
And it's cool to see them all working together. Are they like, do they have to fight each individual band member, or are they all combining into one Super Wolf?
Yeah. Just one big Super Wolf. I mean, you know, fitting them all into the suit was really rough from what I understand. Mm-hmm. But...
Oh, it says not CGI. They just literally crammed the 5 or 6 members of Steppenwolf into a big vacuum sealed suit.
Yeah.
Wow. This movie sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Get your motors running and go see it in November.
That wasn't Steppenwolf. Get your motor running.
Born to Be Wild was Steppenwolf, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, fuck me. I had like 5 jokes based off Born to Be Wild. No, it was. I got Steppenwolf, rock band, Born to Be Wild, Magic Carpet Ride.
All right, fair enough. I didn't think it was. I mean, don't get me wrong, his voice is very iconic, but there are a couple of people who have a very similar voice. Anyway.
It's not the band Steppenwolf. It's a bad guy.
It's a bad guy. It's a bad guy from... He was created by Jack Kirby. Appeared in New Gods number 7 in 1972.
I had never heard of this guy.
I had heard of him. I didn't know much about him. He is the uncle of the arch villain Darkseid.
Oh, okay.
Or Darkseid, however you want to say it.
I want to say it Darkseid because that's correct.
Yeah, I know, but I always want to say it Darkseid because it's SEID.
Yeah.
I know it's wrong, but I like saying it that way.
And whenever you impregnate a woman, you can say, "I've given you my dark seed."
That's right. You can do exactly that. And I do it constantly.
Yeah, that's what I told my daughter's mother when we found out she was pregnant. "You've been blessed with my dark seed." Didn't go over very well.
No, I don't figure. Steppenwolf is being played by Kieran Hines.
Is that who that guy you have pulled up right there?
Who this guy right here. This guy that you guys can't see because you're listening. But
that's a face.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of things. Phantom of the Opera, There Will Be Blood, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. He is an Irish actor. Played Mance Rayder in Game of Thrones, too. So, if you really want to know, because not everybody knows that, but most people know Game of Thrones, he played Mance Rayder in Game of Thrones.
Okay. So are you looking forward to the Justice League movie?
Now, yes. Before, I was like, I could still give or take it because whatever. But it's really looking good. Jason Momoa, it's weird. Aquaman is weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way that Jason seems to be playing him, he seems like he's got a few funny lines too, and he's got this... he's got this kind of this stateliness, this kingliness, but at the same time looking more like a rock star.
Yeah.
Like you see him basically riding a bad guy through the sky, like falling from the sky, and he collapses into this building and rides this bad guy all the way down through the building and then pops out and just kind of steps off and flips his hair, and he's like, I'm fucking Aquaman, you know?
Yeah, Aquaman's stepping pretty hard on Thor's flavor.
Yeah. That's really what I'm getting.
It seems like they've said, hey, Thor, Jason Momoa, you are built like a man god.
Yeah.
We're just going to write you like Thor a little bit.
Yeah. And that goes into the new Thor Ragnarok trailer.
Oh, God.
Let's go ahead and jump right into that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've said enough about the Justice League.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I think Aquaman's going to be cool.
Yeah, I do too. It's just a little weird because that's not how I expect Aquaman to be.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's all I could think was Thor. It seems a little derivative of Thor as a character, but Thor works, especially when we go into Thor Ragnarok. At least for me, his character works. Being more funny, being more kind of goofy, I like. But yeah, I mean, they're seeing what works for Marvel and kind of picking and choosing.
Yeah. So going into Thor then, I'm not liking it.
What?
I
want to fuck it. I love it. It looks so good.
It looks good. It looks awesome. It's weird to me that Thor is so goofy.
Yeah.
It is. Partially because my intake of Thor has been through the cartoons and things of that nature where Thor has had this... I'm from a different place. I speak a different way. Things are foreign to me.
Yeah.
And here he has all of these like earthly quirks and earthly inflections. And I mean, he still has the Asgardian British accent.
Oh, he's not Thor.
Yeah.
He's not the character Thor from the comics.
Yeah.
He's Thor in name and powers and what he looks like, but they've created him as his own different character.
Yeah.
I haven't read a large amount of Thor.
Right.
I'm sure Thor jokes and has a sense of humor, but yeah, Thor, for the most part in the comics, is like, verily I say to thee.
Yeah.
And that's part of his whole shtick, is he's always like that.
Yeah, he's got that old world tongue.
This is basically Star-Lord, but with a Thor costume.
Right.
And I think, my thinking is that he has that sense of humor because Thor Ragnarok looks to be more of like a fun, almost buddy film with him and Bruce Banner.
Right, yeah.
And you need... Thor is the lead character, you know, so he's got to have that smart-assy, sarcastic thing that I think Marvel tends to lean a little too much on, honestly.
Yeah. About
making all of their characters Spider-Man as far as constant quips and shit.
Yeah, or Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thinking, though, and I've said my thinking like 4 times in a row. My opinion on this is they saw how great of a comedic actor he was, specifically in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Because he killed it in Ghostbusters. He's fucking hilarious.
Right.
And they were like, oh, this guy can do comedy. Let's write him some comedy stuff. And he has very good timing.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, it looks funny. It looks like it's going to be a good ride. It's just, it's a little hard for me to digest. Mm-hmm. Just because
Does it make your tummy Thor?
This podcast is over. We're done. I never want to talk to you again.
Fair enough.
The good the good banter between him and Bruce Banner / the Hulk is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
I fought you recently. Oh, did I win? No, I won handily. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Well, that's the way it happened. Or whatever he says.
I can definitely see your trepidation and worry with it, with him being too silly.
Yeah.
And it could be that way.
I mean, I still think it'll be enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a Marvel movie yet that hasn't entertained me.
And you have Smart Hulk.
Yeah, we've got Hulk who's and it still looks like there's a disconnect between him and Bruce as far as like what they remember while they're in their particular transformations. But we have a smarter Hulk who's more discussive. You
never saw Age of Ultron, right?
No, I did not see Age of Ultron.
Okay, so at the end of Age of Ultron, this will be, I guess, a little spoilery, whatever. Hulk leaves. He takes one of the jets and he flies away as the Hulk. He just like sets it on a course for wherever and flies away. So we haven't heard from him since. I guess this movie happens, I don't know how much later. It's either a year or 6-8 months. It's been a while from the end of that movie to the beginning of this one. Bruce Banner has never changed back from the Hulk since he left. So that's why we get Hulk that can sit and have a conversation. Like in the Avengers, he talked some, but for the most part, he was dumb Hulk.
Yeah.
This is now why he can carry on a conversation, is he's been the Hulk for a long time.
Yeah. Gotcha. I mean, that makes sense from a storyline perspective.
I hope they don't lean too much on dumb Hulk, though.
Yeah. I doubt that they will.
Yeah.
It doesn't strike me as something that would happen. Going back to DC real quick, there was some Aquaman footage. Their Wonder Woman 2 was announced. Flashpoint is the title of the standalone Flash movie, which is interesting because we've seen Flashpoint in
the Flash TV show,
the
right?
Flash TV show. They had a whole series arc with Flashpoint. So I don't know.
Did they do Bruce Wayne in the Flashpoint?
No.
Okay, because one of the big things with Flashpoint as a story is that Flash gets alternate universe-y and gets to an alternate universe where when Bruce Wayne's parents come out of the movie theater, Bruce is killed.
Oh, yeah.
So his dad, Thomas, becomes Batman.
Huh.
And then his mom goes crazy and becomes the Joker.
Ah, interesting.
So that's what people are speculating is what this Flashpoint movie is going to be about, because it's the Justice League movie Flash.
Right.
So you'll be able to do that alternate universe thing.
That's true.
And Batman v Superman, at one point, the Flash shows up. We've never met the Flash before. And he's like, I've got something to tell you. Something crazy's happening and blah, 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 blah. And it's very vague. He's talking to Bruce.
Yeah.
That is probably, at least my guess, going to be incorporated into this Flash movie. We're going to see him do that scene from the other side.
Yeah.
And the guy who played the comedian in Watchmen and plays Negan in Walking Dead has been rumored to be cast as Thomas Wayne, being the new Batman, being the alternate universe Batman.
That would work. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
This is all speculation so far, but it seems there's enough people online speculating that it seems like there's some teeth to it.
Right.
Because that's what the Flashpoint story is.
Yeah. Yeah, the Flashpoint TV show, they don't have the rights to Batman. So. Which
is weird. It's weird how rights get tied up and stuff.
I know. But it was still a good story regardless.
Mm.
So we got a really good look at the consequences of Flashpoint. Like everything that we've seen in the television series since has been either directly or indirectly tied to the problems that came from Flashpoint.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it was a lot of timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah.
It was really interesting once it all kind of fell together. And then we have the Barry Allen in the TV show, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen the last season, having to go to the Speed Force. There has to be a speedster in the Speed Force, I guess.
What is the Speed Force?
The Speed Force is it's exactly how it sounds. It's
like a group of superheroes who are speedy?
No, I guess it's not exactly how it sounds. It's the Force, but with speed. It is the underlying thing for all speedsters where they get their power.
Okay.
It's the alternate dimension where speedsters get their speed.
I thought he just got it from lightning.
No.
Oh, okay.
So, anywho, apparently there always has to be a speedster in the Speed Force.
Just running?
just running, I guess. I don't know, it has to be a part of the Speed Force. So at least at the start of the new season, we're going to see Wally West becoming the new Flash for a little while until Barry comes back, because inevitably he will. I mean, Grant Gustin's got to come back for some more Flash stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, and I enjoyed that series. We still watch it, and I still am enjoying it while I'm watching it. So, is it something that now I could probably put down and just be okay with? Yes. Not that it's getting less entertaining, but I feel like I've just ingested enough of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a weird thing for shows for me. Like, I can get to a point where I think, okay, I kind of got the gist of everything. Yeah, there are more stories to be told, but I don't necessarily need to know these stories.
Would you say that the DC shows, or at least this, are kind of underwhelming? Are you sufficiently whelmed?
I mean, compared to their, like, if we're going to see the DC movies actually gaining purchase on being good, then that might put a little damper on the shows. But the shows have continued so long because DC hasn't been able to deliver a really good set of box office busting movies.
Yeah.
You know, people will go see Batman v Superman and be underwhelmed, you know? So we still get our DC universe by getting the TV shows. But if the movies start actually being good, you know, like Wonder Woman, then we may start to see some of the TV shows being like, oh, this is just a nice aside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kind of more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. it, where they reference the movies.
No, I still don't. I still think that they are going to keep their properties very separate as far as that goes.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any. I think the movie universe and the TV universe are going to be completely separate. I think if we, for instance, if we see we've seen Superman on Supergirl. It's not Henry Cavill who's playing Superman. It's some other guy.
Have you seen him like full on in the face?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been in several episodes now, but there's no tie-in to the movie universe at all. There's just none. So
that always has seemed like a strange choice to me.
I agree, but you know that's what we have.
Yeah,
I guess. So
Wonder Woman 2 was announced, by the way.
Yeah, I said
mean,
that.
it was just.
I glossed over it, but I said it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead with it though.
That's all I had.
Yeah.
That was as an aside.
I got
Wonder Woman 2 was announced.
We got to look at Captain Marvel's costume. We know that it will be set in the 90s, that Nick Fury will have both eyes at this point. He will have not lost one of his eyes. The Skrull are finally making their big debut in the MCU.
I thought the Skrull were in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
They are. There is kind of an underlying storyline that relies on the Skrull being the progenitors of the Inhumans. So
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not part of the MCU. I know the MCU is Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I thought Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was still an offshoot of that.
It is. It still makes references to it. I think it plants seeds. We are way behind on it, and S.H.I.E.L.D. is one of the ones that's really kind of run its course for me.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. It started off rocky. A lot of people didn't like it. It got really enjoyable. Maybe it was just my love affair with Coulson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really enjoyed watching Coulson do Coulson things.
Yeah.
And then it started getting heavier, I'd say. And then it really got heavy and really got nutty. And it was just a lot to take in, I think. Just as they continued in the seasons, and the big bad had to keep getting bigger and badder. And
well, was it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. you talked about? I can't remember, or something else. Maybe it was you. I think it was you. Talking about how when they introduce a new big bad, it's such a trope that they do where the new big bad, like one hit, destroys the old big bad. Like they're dealing with the bad guy. You're looking at me like this wasn't you, so maybe I heard this somewhere else.
Yeah, I must be.
But you know what I'm talking. I think comics in general do this, and I guess I'm now wondering if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does this sort of thing, where you have your superheroes and they're fighting, you know, Guy X, and he's the strongest, toughest guy, and he's constantly beating them to a standstill.
Yeah.
And then you introduce Guy Y, and Guy Y comes in and kills Guy X with one punch.
Yeah.
And now they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Does Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. do that with the bad guys at all?
No. Yes and no. I would say that there has been an instance of that happening, but I don't think it's the constant.
Okay.
I don't think it's the thing that happens all the time.
Okay. I'm totally wrong on what I was thinking about that.
But we had a lot of influx of new characters too, which, once you get that many new characters coming in, then you have to remember them, and then they get killed off or they get written out for whatever reason. So you don't get, they still have their same set of characters, but we've seen a lot of changes happen between the relationships of these characters, and it can be kind of hard to follow, I guess. Or let me rewind. It's not that it's hard to follow, but it's hard to watch, in the sense that it's hard to see, say, the relationship between the two scientist characters, Fitz and Gemma.
Okay.
It's they have kind of they're a couple, but there can be a lot of like heat between them, like a lot of friction, and then there isn't, and then it's just like, wait, so what exactly is going on?
Yeah, it seems like it would just take away from watching a story about superheroes.
Yeah,
and the agents that keep them safe.
Yeah. And since we're talking about the TV shows, we got a Flash Season 4 trailer, Arrow Season 6 trailer, Supergirl Season 3 trailer, Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 trailer, Gotham Season 4 trailer.
Did you see the leaked trailer for Infinity Wars?
No, I did not.
Okay. I do want to talk about this trailer. I'm not going to talk about it on this episode, though.
Okay.
I watched it. It was leaked, just like every fucking year. And San Diego Comic-Con knows it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Somebody films the trailer from the room, releases it online, then they take down notices. It's on YouTube. It perpetuates everywhere for a while, and then they get a lockdown on it. So it'll be released here soon, if it's not released by the time this episode comes out.
Right.
So I want to wait till we can actually watch the full-on trailer to discuss it. But it looks great.
Okay.
It looks really, really good, and I'm super excited for it. You see, right off the bat, you see Thor meet the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice.
They pick him up. Okay, I will say this then. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy in their ship, and they're talking, and then you hear like a thump in their ship. And they look out, and Thor is like plastered against their windshield like a bug.
Yeah.
And then Rocket makes a joke like, use the wipers, get him off or whatever.
Right.
And they drag him inside. So you see Thor meet Guardians, and that's like the first real crossover you start to see of these characters.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of that in the trailer. The trailer's like 5 minutes long.
Cool.
It's like a teaser, so... Yeah, hopefully it's released at least by next episode so you can watch it and we can discuss it.
Agreed. All right, so, have anything else?
Let me see if I have anything here real quick. Ready Player One trailer.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I have a whole bunch of Riverdale news typed in my notes. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing the Riverdale TV show.
Yeah.
But I just still can't muster caring about it.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed that anybody does. It's apparently very popular.
Yeah, I apparently. I mean, I see a lot of like whispers of it, but I don't care. So sorry, all you Riverdale fans. Dueling Ogres does not care about Riverdale.
Yeah. But we'd like to learn. Call our number. Leave a message as to why we should like Riverdale.
Yeah.
You know what would really teach us to like Riverdale? Leave a 5-star review on iTunes.
If we get 100 5-star reviews on iTunes, then we'll sit down and watch Riverdale.
And we'll live stream the whole goddamn thing.
That's right. We'll live stream us watching it. We won't live stream the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, because we're not legally allowed to.
Yet.
So you can watch us and kind of hear it in the background, and we'll make a fucking day of it, and we'll just sit here and watch Riverdale, and we'll laugh, and we'll cry, and we'll eat hamburgers, and wear our stupid crowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's also the Ready Player One trailer. I'll hold that off for next week because we're running long, and I feel like we should be more cognizant of our time a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we tend to ramble on. I have a story I have to tell you off air, and I'll talk more about it on air next week.
Okay.
About me learning about time.
Okay.
Because it's kind of funny. So yeah, Ready Player One trailer next week. We'll talk about it.
Okay, look forward to it. Mm-hmm. We will try to remember.
Be here or be not
a steer.
Here. Be a steer. Perfect. Great save.
Thanks.
So as far as shoutouts go,
wait, let me do my thing.
Oh, I thought I should shoutouts first.
Well, no, I got to do my first bit of the outro, and then you do the shoutouts.
My bad. I'm trying to be more professional, and I'm actually going backwards.
Yeah. Yep, see what happens. If you have any questions or comments or you'd like to
So time for shout out.
No, you fucking asshole, I will kill you.
Sorry.
We'll drink your blood.
I'm still learning. Go ahead.
If you have any questions or comments or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978-DU Ogres. That's 978-386-4737. You can call us. You can tell us how stupid we are for not watching Riverdale. Or you can tell us how, thankfully, somebody has said that Riverdale is not as good as everybody says it is.
Do you know Archie or Jughead? Have them call in.
Yeah. You can have them call in. They can do things for us.
Veronica, Betty, David
the Gnome.
Grundy.
Solomon Grundy.
Philip.
You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres. Email us at duelingogres@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Facebook page. Like these nice people. Brandon.
I don't have any comments, Remington.
You are a liar and a whore.
All right, so Viscount Terry W. Irvin II and the Diamond Man Stephen Hines commented. We got into a discussion. I'm not going to read through every bit of it, but we got into a discussion about Night of the Living Dead. Stephen said that I ruined the ending of Night of the Living Dead for him.
Yeah.
And sorry about that, Stephen, but the movie's almost fucking 60 years old. Or 50, almost 50 years old, so I don't know what to tell you there.
Get with the time, Stephen.
He also said, and I will read this, I hate Adobe. I need their products, but they insist on their stupid payment plan crap that would drain my finances. Since I wanted The Last Doctor to be a woman instead of Capaldi, they have finally made me happy. Besides, the writing during Capaldi's first season was mediocre at best. What's your opinion on that, Remington?
I don't know. I mean, I enjoy the show. See, here's the thing. When it comes to me and like getting into like reviewing stuff, I can find, I've said this before, I can find enjoyment in most things. Yeah. And
that's why you're one of the only people who's still friends with me.
That's right. Exactly. I can find the enjoyment in the hot mess that is Brandon Full. So.
Oh man, reality, huh?
Yeah, it's a biting
Reality's
challenge.
Real shitty sometimes, isn't it?
It is.
He also says, as far as PC culture, there's some happy middle ground between people being rude, racist, homophobic asshats and the ultra left social justice warriors. That's true, and I think that's all we say most of the time. I want to remember early on in episodes where we talked about women and representation for a while, and I kind of put a moratorium on it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing with the PC culture stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think we need to take a break for a couple episodes at least, because I feel like we're kind of we've made our point. I think we're getting a little broken record on it.
I agree, but I'll tell you, it's a really hard thing when a lot of the stories that are coming out happen to reference a lot of it.
I know, and I agree with you, and I'm not going to avoid stories. I don't want to avoid stories for that reason.
Yeah.
But just listening to the past few episodes, you and I kind of end up making the same points.
Yeah.
Because the conclusions we draw correctly it's going to be the same conclusion no matter what the story is.
Right.
For you and I. Yeah. So I'm going to try personally to at least avoid those for a while.
Well, then you keep me on track with it as well, Brandon.
Stephen also said about the bone and the wieners. That's not surprising. They're just ground up snouts, bones, hooves, and assholes anyway. Waste not, want not.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Hot, who we don't have a nickname for, said, I expect bits of hard crunch in my dogs. Just assumed it was toenails or something. Rem got to go as Top Hat Cheetah nude, but Cheetah spots body paint. Yes?
I think he's talking about cosplaying. Cosplaying as a nude cheetah in a top hat.
Okay. And then Terry managed to, amazingly enough, find this picture from the Nature Channel of a cheetah wearing a top hat with the Dueling Ogres logo.
Dueling Ogres logo on it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing and beautiful.
So a quick update on cheetahinaTopHat.net that we talked about last episode.
Right.
I did buy the domain.
Yes.
I did not realize that I also needed to buy somewhere to host the domain.
Yes.
I bought the domain through myself and not through Dueling Ogres.
Right.
So I'm not sure if I can actually host Cheetah in a Top Hat or if I can use Dueling Ogres to host CheetahInATopHat.net.
Right.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So Cheetah in a Top Hat, we do own.
Yes.
For a year. There's just nothing there.
Yes.
Because I can't figure out what I need to do exactly.
Because he pulled the trigger before checking his target.
Yes.
He blew his load before putting on the condom.
I also found out, and here's a little fun fact for anybody out there who decides to buy their own website.
Yeah.
Don't use your real address and use like a different phone than what your main phone is.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Because I didn't pay to have my information privatized, because who the fuck cares? You know, I'm not going to have a million people to want to who is to see my mailing address.
Yeah.
apparently if you don't privatize it, there are bots that troll through every day for anybody who has got a new website.
Yeah.
And calls them 1,000 times a day and mails them 1,000 fucking things. I swear to God, less than 24 hours after I got cheatinatophat.net, one day, 33 phone calls. 33 phone calls from different numbers before finally I answered. And it was a rather pleasant Indian gentleman who was telling me that they have a web design company based out of Florida and they'd be happy to make my website cheatinatophat.net.
Yeah.
So I politely told him to go fuck himself, and then I already had a web designer, and they stopped calling. So it was just one company calling from 33 different spoofed numbers.
Wow. That is...
So yeah, there's a little lesson. Pay the extra $5 to make your information private. It is worth it. I've got mail about it now. My email, literally 15 to 20 spam emails a day from different people trying to host the up-and-coming Cheat in a Top Hat on it.
That is a little bit of fantastic.
So I got a lot of blood thrown back in my face for pulling that trigger so quick.
Yeah, like the thing is we could have just done it through the Dueling Ogres one, and
oh, I didn't know that.
I think I would have even been able to use our current hosting server to host that website too.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sure you could. I got all riled up because I talked about wanting to get Cheat in a Top Hat, and then you got all shitty and were like, are you going to pay for it? Are you going to pay for it? And that confrontation made me like, you know what? Yeah, fuck you. I am going to pay for it. So that's what happened. I got heated and I pulled the trigger prematurely.
Yeah. See, you need to just relax about this whole money thing.
Well, you fucking...
You just need to calm down.
I'm calm about it. You've brought it up a lot recently.
See, you read too far into things.
No, I get you pay for everything with the podcast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm aware of that. Mm-hmm. With our interview with Terry, you said something about it, multiple things about it. And then I felt you were pretty confrontational. You gave me that look that your mom gave me when I lived with her and that she gives you. And it's the look where you're smiling, but it's like, you're going to stop doing that or I'm going to beat your ass. That was the look you gave me when you were like, are you going to pay for it? We've been friends long enough that you can laugh it off, but I know that fucking look. And it pissed me off. So I was like, all right, fine.
Oh, that
was the
good.
situation. And you know what look I'm talking about, right?
I do.
Yeah.
That's why I'm laughing. So just didn't think you were going to do it. That's all. I thought that was going to be one more chink in the Dueling Ogres. Yeah, we said one thing, but we're not doing it. Armor.
Yeah.
You proved me wrong, sir.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing there, so that's the next step.
Well, yeah, but you went the step to buy the domain name,
but I'm
proud of you for that.
I'm going to use Terry's picture once I can figure out how to host it.
Okay.
I'll have to find where he got the cheetah picture from, because I don't think I can use it, just a random cheetah picture, but whatever. Anyway.
Fart noises.
Shout-outs, more Twitter tweets.
Tweeting the things.
Let's do this thing. Because I have to go pay to get my car inspected.
Yay, inspections! So with that little
we got it out and I feel better.
Good, I'm glad.
I feel better.
He's strangling me right now. You guys can't see it.
No, I feel better.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Make sure to subscribe to our website at duelingogres.com. When you go to the Dueling Ogres website, once while you have the cookies going on, it'll pop up and it'll say, hey, why don't you sign up? Put your little email in there, and that way you can get emails about when we put out new stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it only happens once. Once you get away from it and you hang out on the site for a little while, it's not going to pop up continuously. It's just one little guy.
Yeah, it's just one time. It's a warning shot.
Yeah. Just right across the bow. So you can do that, and you can subscribe to our website to get new shows and articles whenever articles come out.
When they do.
We don't know when they do, but they do sometimes.
We're just as surprised as you are when they're published. We're like, ooh,
yeah.
Article.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, be sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or find us on the YouTubes, the iHeartRadios, the Satchels, anywhere else you can find a podcast. Okay, so the new t-shirt design.
Yes.
As far as the hard work, we hired an artist to do the hard work. Once we actually release the thing, we'll give her a link to where you can find her stuff and get a hold of her if you want to commission her to do anything.
Yeah.
You know, she is an incredibly talented artist.
She really is.
And
this isn't just ass kissing either.
No,
she really is
like one of those people where, like, if you put a pencil in her hand and you put a pencil in my hand and I just make shit garbage, even though, you know, I designed our beautiful logo and took me many, many hours of work, she could have done that in seconds and made it look 100 times better than what she actually, or what I actually did. She's going to art classes and stuff and learning the digital side of things. She is a master at physical stuff, you know, like painting and drawing and sculpting and doing wood burning and
just somebody you just want to cut off their hands and make gloves out of them.
Yeah, exactly.
To maybe get some of their powers.
Like the devil hands from Futurama when Fry switches them so you can play the whatever it's called. I forget now.
Yeah, I don't remember what you're talking about.
But okay. Anyway, so look forward to that coming out very soon.
I feel like you got a little lost in the maze of talking about her. What about this shirt? You started with the shirts and then about her.
The shirt will be dropping soon.
Okay.
Soon TM.
That's where we were getting to.
Actual soon TM.
So we will have a new shirt design.
We will have our first new second shirt design.
Cool.
And you can sign up for the emails. And then I think if I make a change to the store and put it in there, I think it'll email you. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't even know. We'll find out.
We're all learning together.
Maybe I'll do a little blog post that says, oh, there's the shirt. That way people will know.
We're all sitting in the same classroom right now.
That's right. We're all learning together.
Pass me a note.
So I think that's it. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Great.
I think we can stamp this episode as fucking finished and ship it off to the Dueling Ogres meat factory. Watch it get ground up and cooked into fucking hamburgers for these people.
Your arm like shook with rage. It's terrifying. So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp.
What? Jesus. It's getting really intense all of a sudden.
I'm a little on edge.
Yeah, apparently.
Good night.
Ah! That was me pushing the mic away.
You did it.
Yay!
Tiny
Oh,
lips.
the only way to do an Irish accent.
That's what the tiny lips.
Tiny lips all up in there. Just get them right in there. Drinking a milkshake. Sainsbury's service. Shows you boys should Irish food.
Were those words there?
Well, it was my Gaelic. Should I do it?
Perfect.
Gaelic. That's how you say words in Gaelic.
You're perfect.
Gaelic. It's like Jersey garlic. Gaelic.
Gaelic?
Yeah, Gaelic.
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 Gaelic. You got a lot of stuff popped up on your computer right now.
No, I don't.
A lot of bars moving.
There are no bars.
Hello? Okay.
Only Zool.
I was just making sure I showed up.
You do!
Looks good.
Welcome to the Fish Podcast.
Hello. What do you think about San Diego Comic-Con?
There's a lot of stuff going on there.
How long would people listen if we did an entire fish podcast? 2 minutes?
We'd probably have to make sure that it was short on our end, too.
I could do this all day.
Can you?
No, my mouth's already drying up.
Yeah. We can do all this shit later. Ah, my arm! I think it's falling off and dying.
What's happening to your arm?
I had a a cramp or something in my elbow.
How'd your arm wrestling contest last night go?
Pretty good. I took 4 arms.
Oh, you take the arms?
Well, to the victor go the spoils.
Do you get both arms or just the arm? Just the arm you wrestled, right?
Yeah. Just,
okay.
I mean, we want it to be fair, Brandon.
So, are you going to get them attached to you?
You can be like Goro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I assume it would all be because you're left-handed, so you would be taking left hands or left arms from people. So you would just have 4 left arms. Would you get them all on one side, or would you have some of them backwards?
I mean, I'll arm wrestle with my left or my right arm, but I think as a rule,
you're fucking bold.
Well, I think as a rule, you arm wrestle with your right arm,
no matter what.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I've seen that.
Just mostly because most people are right-handed.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're in an arm wrestling contest and you're a lefty like I am, you're at a disadvantage. So you have to compensate for that disadvantage by being a beast.
By having just a huge fucking right arm. Like Popeye. A monster right arm.
Yeah. Just like...
So just a withered away left arm.
Yeah.
But just a massive right arm.
No, because I still use this one to write and do fine motor skills.
So withered
but when it comes
arm.
To brute force.
Yeah.
It's the
righty.
Right arm.
Righty all the way.
That's right. I mean, if I were to masturbate with my right arm, it would be a travesty.
Yeah.
Because I'd just rip my right off.
Like first tug?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the first tug's the gentle tug.
It doesn't know its own strength.
Yeah.
Like, it has a mind of its own. Did you watch the new episode of Rick and Morty? That's right. You haven't actually been watching the show.
No.
It's really good.
I know. Everybody fucking tells me watch Rick and Morty.
It's really good. You should
Everybody
watch
fucking
it.
says Rick
Just
and Morty is the greatest show.
You can watch it on Adult Swim.
I don't have Adult Swim.
No, you can watch it on Adult Swim on the computer.
You have to pay for it, though.
No.
You have to have
No, you don't.
cable.
No, you don't.
Are you sure? Or are
Yeah.
you just automatically saying no, you don't to whatever I'm saying?
No, you can watch it on AdultSwim.com. Yeah, you can watch both episodes of Season 1 and Season 2. And then there's, let's see here. Looks like they have like the last so many episodes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you could theoretically go and watch Season 1 and 2 in a less notable fashion, and then watch the new episodes on Adult Swim.
I have Season 1 already.
Oh, do you?
I just haven't watched it. I watched a few episodes. I haven't watched most of it, though.
Once you get past Season 1, once you get about 3/4 of the way into Season 1, I'd say, really finds its hold.
Yeah.
And then you can go and then do Season 2, and then start on Season 3. And then we can actually have something to talk about.
That's the only thing we have in common.
That's right.
The only thing you want to talk about with me.
That's right.
Freaking Morty.
The only thing.
Do you have stuff to talk about today?
I like how you came in and you took a poop and then you had to pee again. Like, it's only been 20 minutes maybe.
Drinking 20 ounces of soda in the car. And I've been drinking water since this morning.
You are like a defecating machine.
I didn't poop that time. I just peed.
Well, I mean...
It was the number onesies.
I mean, does defecation have to mean only poop?
I think so, yeah.
I'm using it in a more broad sense. Bless you.
I think you're wrong.
Oh, that's fine. I probably am.
But you know what?
I'm just going to use it in that broad.
As you've said to me before, you do you, boo.
You do you, boo.
You do you, boo.
You do you, boo.
It becomes its own word.
You do you.
The way like language evolves, at some point that'll just be you do you, boo.
You do you, boo. You do you, boo. You do you, boo. And then people will be wondering about the pronunciation of it.
Let's record. I have to go.
No, I don't want to. Let's just sit here and talk into microphones about nothing.
I have to do car stuff. We talked about nothing last episode.